had some idea what I would say, but I've been sitting listening to everybody and also looking at your presentation. And I think that the page, maybe I should say I'm Jaya, but most of you know me, that the page on transformation spoke very directly to my topics now. When Raman said satsang, my heart leaped. Because all these years I found it very difficult with the general communication. Finally, the news and notes stopped doing personality accusations and that whole thing, but it was moved on to Oronet, and it's a communication site I have never been able to be at all comfortable with, and still I'm not, no. And I would even say that I have felt pretty mute. I can say the word mute, no? When you can't express yourself really this last year, because if I want to be myself, I can't speak. I can't communicate the way it's being communicated on the websites, on the Facebook. When I read it, it pains me. It was been very strong for me, certain disciplines, no? And one thing is what Mother said, that you never, I think it was Chaman Lal, who here one time was telling us the story. He had done something and he had been maybe a little frivolous in his way to speak with some government people. And Mother got very serious and she said, you never say anything or do that can harm Sri Aurobindo's work. And for me, Sri Aurobindo's work, Aurobindo's work, it's the same. So for me, when I'm asked to kind of, yes, but you have to speak, but I look at it, how can I speak without accusing Aurovillians, without saying bad things about Auroville? It really breaks my heart. I can't do that. So instead I'm standing there and I can't even defend Auroville. And if I talk with somebody personally and I start to do it, then I see myself getting upset, and I really want to be in equanimity with this whole thing. I don't want to get into that agitation, but it's very difficult not to get caught in it, no? What I had wanted to say was that in the work I have been doing, and you guys all know that I work a lot with the 12 qualities since 12 or more years, and work I've been doing the last years have been to look at how these are really tools for the paradigm shift. We know that in 56, Mother says there is a shift. The new world is born. That is more than 50, 60 years ago now. And a lot of things are happening in the whole world. Lots of things are happening here. These days, I kind of feel like we are in a place where there's this immense descent of light. Something so amazing is happening continuously. And then there is this illusion of the whole fight, which keeps ensnaring us. And I actually, the other day, I got a sense that it was like you are in this amazing, amazing place. You just step inside the Matrimandya Gardens and it all goes away. Okay? And it's kind of quiet. But then you go out and it's like you're attacked by all these wasps. And you know wasps, there are many. So they go like that on the outside and they're very small. So they crawl under your clothes, no? And you start to feel the pain and you get caught in the pain and you get caught in the fight and you get caught in the worry. And somehow you just need to take one step back and you're in this amazing thing which is happening. Like you just said, Uma, no? I see in the work when I'm working, I become so happy because so much is happening. I'm in ATDC, not so much is visible because we work with so much, but it's actually very amazing. And I just think like, in 5 years, we basically will be having it. In 10 years, it will be there. Something amazing that in this life we will experience it, no? So to go back to these qualities, which you have really the right thing in the circles here, because the Matrimandya has it. We have the petals, we have the gardens, we have the whole city, we have the crown coming. It's very, very instrumental in what is happening. And when you look at the paradigm shift, it is really, if you take what Sri Aurobindo gave the colors, Mother gave the names, you can look at the chakras in the body, because Sri Aurobindo also speaks about that the transformation in the body, that the chakras can replace the organs, etc. So there are connections, okay? And in our system shifts, it's very clear that generosity and equality are key things. Like you were saying, Raman, we are not helping anybody. That cannot be. It's equality and it's generosity. All our system shifts have to be based in this. And this addresses the whole sense of the power and wealth presently, which is about money should no more be the sovereign lord when Mother says it. It goes right to that spot, no? And then we have our expression. And it is very wonderful because we have it shown to us exactly how it is done by Sri Aurobindo. Because the expression is really about sincerity and peace. And you read any of Sri Aurobindo's books, it always holds this incredible beauty in the writing. No? I'm sure even his political writing. And he was not a pacifist, no? But the expression, and I think this is what I long to see in all what we have in our communication, has to have these qualities. When it comes to our emotions, higher emotions, etc., humility and gratitude, all the religious stuff comes in there. The will is no more about the elbowing. It's very, very steadfast. It's about having the aspiration, which is way beyond what we can see, okay? And the perseverance to simply keep walking to it. And in that space, the will is really like a bowstring, which is very, very, very tense because it has to shoot so far into the future, no? That's where we have to work from, that kind of space, no? When we come to all our needs and wants and that whole thing, that's really about receptivity and progress. Because if we're going to make this change, where everybody is going to actually have enough, no? Because Mother talks about, when she talks about, I think it's equality, that each one has what they need for their full growth, for their full development, and for their full expression in life. And for me, that was a big enigma in relation to economy, because it is so obviously the best space for the individual, the best space for the family, the best space for the society, for the country, for the world. But we look at it and we see immediately how we really don't, I can't say that we don't care, but look how it's looking. Look at the sweatshops, look at the thing for our consumerism. So something has to be shifting there, and it has to be receptivity. And you see in the garden of power, what flower did Mother give to that garden? Anybody knows? The power of beauty. It's something has to shift. There is something else. We can say we are looking for quality, but that is not even covering it. It's something much more. Needs to shift in our whole programming, no? And then you come to the body, okay? Look at the chakras. Courage and goodness. And that is a very, very amazing assurance, because we often keep saying, well, man must be actually, he's bad sort of in nature, because look at all the evil, what is happening. But it's not true. There's goodness, there is courage, and we can do this. And the transformation of the society, of ourselves, of the body, all this is actually totally real in us. But it takes that paradigm shift, and we actually have it. She said matrimony is important. For the Orwellians especially, but actually for everyone. And I think all this, what I just said, is actually, it is so simple, it's so basic, and it's right there. And this is the first layer we have seen, and we have just scratched the surface, no? So we have learning, endless, no? And if you do something which is actually holding, not what I say, but those kind of spaces of communication, then satsang is not, or some say, oh, you know, then it's all religious and everybody says, no, it is not about that. It's just about being at that cutting edge that we actually are at and playing from there instead of our other things, no? So that was a little bit what I wanted to share. Thank you for starting this. Really appreciate it.